Okay. So just to make it also easy, if everybody at some point, not you, Amy, would put their name and phone number and what connects they lead so that everybody has everybody's information in case they need a call or they need something. And it's since the Nabo directory doesn't work, might as well do it that way. So the reason why I had everybody come is I want Amy and Nicole to talk about it from an experience level, and then we're going to go over some paperwork and things like that that they already know about. So I'm going to let them cut out after they speak. So Amy, would you go first for us, please?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. Thanks for having me, Kimberly, and nice to see you, Nicole and Kathy, and um, is it Carolina? Carolina?
It's Carolina.
Carolina, I just want to make sure. Nice to meet both of you. I don't think I've met you before. So I've had the privilege of running the Lake Norman University Connects group now for the last year-ish, a year and a bit maybe. And we sort of restarted that group after I think it ran for many years, and then we didn't have a leader. So when I moved here, I picked it up and started to run it. I'm transitioning it to Jody Vos. So I just a couple of tidbits in terms of success. I think Kimberly's done an amazing job of giving you the tools to be successful and to give you the format to run with. I pretty much ran with Kim's format. I mean, I did introductions, we did an icebreaker, and then depending on the mood of the group, we did a, what's your greatest business challenge, or what can the group help you with, or what's your best marketing tip, or what's your best, social media tip, things like that. And the conversation really takes on the life of the group. What we started to see over time is we started to see that we would get repeat attendees. And then I watched the membership roster also to see who was becoming a member that came out of my group. So I looked for new members, and then I would look to connect with those members at the signature meetings when they would show up to the signature meeting. So that's just something that I did. I had maybe 4 or 5 over the last really couple of months that came out of Lake Norman that ended up becoming members. And those who didn't become members but still showed up as a signature meeting, when I saw their face again, I was sure to connect with them. So I think that piece was super successful. The other thing that I made sure I had at every meeting was the one pager that has all of the Connects meetings on it. People took those. Like, I printed them and I took them to every meeting, and people actually would take them and tuck them in their folder. And I would invite them to attend, the other Connects meetings, and, in their neighborhood, if Lake Norman or University wasn't their neighborhood, or just encourage them to, go down to South Park and attend that one, or whatever. So I think that was another successful piece. We did a hard stop. We were 1 hour to be respectful of everybody's time. But what I found is that people stayed after. We meet at the Waterbean Cafe, and we had another meeting that came up on the backside of our meeting, and they would be standing outside the door waiting to get in. So that was always our prompt to end on time, but it actually was a blessing, because then you would see the people leave, and then they would go with who they connected most with during that meeting and then continue their conversation. And my last Connects meeting, I had a bunch of repeat people, and somebody said, hey, somebody mentioned the funny bus. If you've never been on it, it's funny. Yeah. And we're all on Saturday going on the funny bus together from the Lake Norman Connects meeting. So just random things come out of it, but it's been an absolute joy and a pleasure, and nice to pass the baton to somebody else so that someone else can take a leadership role in the Lake Norman Connects. But those were the little tidbits that I had that I might be able to share that, hopefully would help. If anybody has any questions, I'd be glad to answer them.
I have a quick question. And with the topics, what were the topics again that you used?
So
we're going to go over that.
Oh, you are? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and you'll be able to print it out and all that kind of stuff. So that makes it easy.
Yes. Got it. Yep. And what's that?
I said Kimberly's got you covered.
Oh, totally. Totally. And it's great. And it's fun to plug your numbers in to see how your attendance ebbs and flows. It's great I feel like it's a compliment to get repeat people at your group, because they think there's enough value to get up. And my group was at 8:30 in the morning to get their selves there with their, and be ready to to have a conversation at 8:30 in the morning. So, so it was an absolute joy. I'm glad y'all are doing it, and I had fun doing it in Lake Norman.
Amy, is there anything that you would say not to do or that you found like,
Yeah. I think I don't know if it's, yeah, I mean, obviously the basic business etiquette stuff, if, you know, you never know where conversations are going to take you when you put people in a group together. And, you know, if anything was going down a political path or, you know, something, you know, had a religious undertone, obviously those are not conversations that, you know, I try to move us on for those types of things. And sometimes it's actually related to somebody's business. So you want to give them a little, but don't allow it to unravel. And then the only other thing I would say is, you know, you always have your talkers, and managing those people respectfully can sometimes be challenging. So if you find that you're struggling with that, sometimes giving people time, and actually I've only done it once. I used my phone as a timer because I had a repeater that tended to show up and throw up, if you will, and she wouldn't stop talking. So I actually used my timer, and then that sort of curtailed that issue. So those are the only things I would say to really look out for, other than just being respectful of other people's time. I think, you know, as entrepreneurs, as Kimberly started this meeting with, I want to start on time and end on time because your time is valuable. And I think, you know, showing up with that same philosophy in a Connects meeting is important, and people can always take it offline, have coffee later. That's really what we're trying to encourage anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
excellent. Is there anything, I know that you've got another meeting and you hopped on to be helpful to me, so I super appreciate that. Is there anything else that anybody wants to ask Amy, or have questions or anything, Amy, or anybody else?
No, but thank you.
Okay, super. Thanks so much, Amy.
Okay.
I appreciate
Thank you.
it.
Yeah, you bet. Have a great rest of your day, everyone.
Good to
Thanks.
see you, Amy.
Good to see you too,
Bye.
Nicole. Bye.
Nicole, before you start, I want to ask something real quick here. Catherine emailed me or texted me actually yesterday and asked me about the name of the connects that we're doing. So we have two different connects in Ballantyne. One is on Monday morning and one is on Thursday evening. So I figured definitely far apart. Those who could come in the morning will come in the morning, but they can't come in the afternoon, whatever it is. And one of the things that she asked me about was I had named it the one Ballantyne and one Brixham, which is the area that it's in.
Okay.
Okay. And then Catherine texted me and goes, I've never even heard of that. What should it be another name? But I figured if the person even just looked it up, but I wanted to get your feedback too on what y'all, if we need to change it, it's no big deal, we'll change it. But I just named it because I thought it was a really cool name.
I thought it was a cool name too, but I was like, where the hell's that? I had no idea.
Now see, if you just type in the word Brixham, just that word, no other analogies in any way, and I didn't even type in Charlotte. You get Brixham Park, which is on Brixham Hill Avenue, and then you get Brixham Hill Avenue.
What if you called it Ballantyne Brixham area? See, both
Okay.
the other person that's holding it on Monday morning is also in the Brixham area. She's
Yeah.
literally across the street. So why can't we just do Ballantyne morning and Ballantyne evening?
I was gonna say, why don't you just do Ballantyne AM and Ballantyne PM?
Yeah, I believe in that his theory.
Because group thought is always better. Okay, that sounds great. Yep.
Keep it simple.
Yeah,
Yep.
when you were saying it, I was like, I love the name. It's really cool, but why don't we just do an AM and a PM and people can go, oh, I want to go to the AM one, or oh, I want to go to the PM one.
No worries. That's all. See, I knew we could do it together and it would be super simple. All right. Nicole, I also want to be respectful of your time. So could you give us any insight or any, Nicole has done the Ballantyne's one in the morning. She did it at Amelie's, and then she now runs the one in Waxhaw on Wednesday evening.
Yeah, I would just say make your table identifiable. so that people, I love the idea that Amy gave about the picture, which is fabulous. So they know, because you can register for these things in a million different places and not all of our pictures are everywhere. So I thought that was an awesome idea, but that sheet that she talked about having printouts of, I keep that in one of those little, what the heck are they called? Like a photo frame, you know, the plastic one. So I just set that on my table. So it's very identifiable. We used to have like signs, like a flag that you could stick up there, but I don't know where those have gone over time. But that might be something we think about if we have any budget, Kimberly, is like just like a table flag or something, you know, with a wood base and just a little flag that has NABO on it, so that people can easily identify with the logo or something. But I like to do that because I did not have that last night. And one of the new people walked in and they went back to the bar and was like, is there a NABO event here? And I felt so bad because I didn't have my sheet, because again, getting home from vacation, I'm all over the place. And then I would just say I run mine just a little different, and that's just because it's my personality. I love Kimberly's agenda, and if you're new doing it, it's a great way to do that, but I've done it for so many years. I loosely follow her agenda. I try to say, don't be so rigid. I'm very casual in mine's all about connecting with people and getting to know each other at a personal level. To me, that's what Connects is all about. This is your opportunity. So when you come to a meeting, you have familiar faces and people you can go talk to, and you don't feel so fish out of water, because that's what happened to me. And I'm a very outgoing person. My first meeting, I stood there for a good 5 to 10 minutes and no one talked to me, and I did not know what to do, and I was very uncomfortable. So that's one of my passions. That's actually why I became membership chair years ago, was because I never wanted someone to walk in like that. So Connects is very important to me, to build those relationships. So mine's really, I make sure before we leave, after we've done introductions and we do something fun and all that, I make sure that they understand the mission of NABO, which Kimberly's going to go through with you. She's done such a great job over the years of building that out for new leaders, so that you know exactly what, but that we are a bipartisan political organization. We are not a networking group. That's not why we were formed. We were formed to represent women business owners, both locally and at the national level. So I make sure they understand that. The networking comes organically as part of why we're here at Connects, getting to know each other and building a sisterhood, or whatever you want to call it, of women to support women. So I'm just make sure that, and then I talk about the website, you know, Kimberly's going to go through all of that. I just make sure all of those things, those educational items, so when they walk away, they know what we are, who we are, why we do what we do, and how to get in contact with us, which is the website. So that's my overall mission at the end of a Connects. I try to stay true to the time, but mine's drinking and having fun. So I never am just an hour, except for last night. I'm trying to be more conscious of my family time. Kimberly, you'd be proud of me. I said it is 6:30. It is time for me to go home to my family now. Normally I'd stay till 9 drinking. Yeah, normally I'd stay till 9 drinking with girls and having fun. That's just me. But it is what it is. So I love Amy's reiteration of you know, keep it that you can always stay around, but give that release of, we were dedicated an hour. If you'd like to leave, please feel free, but I'm going to hang out if you want to hang out and you got someone good to talk to, whatever that looks like. And that was really my only feedback. Also, if you want, build a backup for yourself in case you have an emergency. Have someone, you know, hey, will you be my backup just in case? And I host these Connects on Mondays or whatever your day is. Because like last month, Elaine usually backs up for me. And I woke up that morning sick as hell and I could not go. And I only had 3 or 4 people registered through what Catherine can give me. And I put something out on Meetup, but I had 6 or 7 people show up there that they didn't really sign up. And that happens a lot. Where people just, they don't know they're supposed to sign up. So have a backup if you can. I always encourage that. But sometimes your backup can't make it either. So that's why I try to encourage people. And then I always send a follow-up email to my people, especially the new ones, with kind of a detail that Kimberly's going to give you today with the link and the information, and please contact me. And then I used to have my assistant send those people an email before my next Connects, just to say, hey, you were at the last one. Hope to see you at the new one. If you haven't signed up, here's the link. just to grow, your connects and have more people there. The more you have, the better connections I feel like you have, but it's also nice to have those one-on-one or one-on-three like I had last night, which is not bad.
How early do you show up to prepare, like, your
Oh,
little
I have
area?
a table reserved at the Buzz at 5:30, so I call the owner the day before with how many people are going to be there. And I used to show up a half an hour early because I didn't have a table. Now I literally show up at 5:25. I have a reserved table, so that's about it. And I throw my little thing on. I walk in with my little plastic thing, put it down, sit down, and order a drink.
Cool.
Now, can I ask a quick question? Because I'm in Valentine, I'm going to be doing the evening,
Yeah.
5:30 till about 6:30, maybe 7. But what I would like to do is try different restaurants in the area, or we have ice cream shops that are opening up, coffee shops that are opening up. Have you ever done anything like that?
Yes. So that's how I got to the Buzz, is to support a local business owner. So
Okay.
what I would do is if I would approach the business owner, let them know what you're wanting to do. One, from a staffing, I didn't even think about this from my perspective of, I'm like, hey, I'm bringing you business. Why? And he's like, because I don't have staffing. And I'm like, oh, my bad. Because one time I had like 18 people show up. I'm like my second Wesley Chapel. And he's like, I'm not staffed for this. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm not here to bring you pain. I'm trying to bring you business. So we started more of a communication. So that's when he's like, can you call me the day before? So I would just, instead of surprising a business owner, let them know that you'd like to host. I mean, I had 201 Central down here in Wesley Chapel for a while. The manager discouraged me from having connects there because he's like, I don't know how many people are going to show up. I don't have staffing for that. I don't want you to come and do this. And I'm like, we're talking about 5 people here, man. What? And he's like, I don't want you. Serious. And I was like, okay, I won't have it at your place of business. Too bad, so sad, right? At the end of the day. But so I would just say that's a great idea to encourage and also get other business owners, especially women-owned businesses, to know about NABO.
Right. How did you get the word out? Through Catherine and like where the
Kimberly's
places?
Kimberly's gonna go through that with
Okay.
you as far as posting it on Meetup. Catherine does one, I can't remember what it is. It's like do our event bright or whatever it is. We try to put it everywhere, but I will tell you the most effective is your own personal marketing and networking. So I if I connect well with someone at the meetings, I'm like, hey, come to my connects, like you can go to various ones, and I encourage people to try them all out, because even if they're not in your place where you live, you can meet new people, right? It's a small group of women business owners, but usually really your own marketing is how you get people there. Like, come
Okay.
on, friends. Like, I have my core women business owners, and I text them, I hope you're coming to my connects next Wednesday, right? We're on a group text, and I'm like, you better show up. I need support. Like, because if no one else shows up, at least I got my 4 girlfriends to hang out with, right? And sometimes I'll even invite non-NABO people or previous NABO members that I still want. Come meet some other ladies. If not, just come have a drink with me. And they're like, okay, I'll be there.
Great.
That's usually the best thing.
Thank
Kathy, what day are you doing your group?
I'm doing mine on the second Thursday of the month.
The second Thursday. Okay.
So my first meeting will be September 7th.
Do you have a location yet?
The first meeting is going to be at my office,
Okay.
that's why it was Brixham Hill, because that's where my office is.
Gotcha.
Wait a minute. The first or the second? Okay, because you said 7th.
September 7th is not the 2nd. I'm sorry.
No, it's the 14th. That's just where I was checking to make sure, because I have it as
You're
the 14th.
correct. You're correct.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
I just knew. I was like, oh, I have it on the 14th.
Whoops.
We were just Carolina and I'm sorry, I pronounced your name Carolina earlier.
Okay.
We were on another meeting with Network Build Grow doing something else. So
Oh, you guys are in that?
yes.
You like that?
Yes,
Love it.
very
Okay,
much so.
I'll talk with you about it.
Okay.
What is it?
Network Build Grow.
Network Bill, Bill?
Build.
Like you're building a building.
Build. Grow. Okay, I knew I was not hearing you correctly. Okay.
Do you guys know Holly? Oh my God, Holly! I just
Holly Hughes.
Yes, thank you.
She was on the meeting.
Yeah, you definitely know Holly Hughes, Kathy. You're in each
Well,
other's.
I don't
friends.
really know her. I've only met her once.
Oh yeah.
I've only
No.
seen her on a Zoom. I've never.
Yeah,
Yeah.
y'all need to connect.
Mhm.
You have some things in common, Kathy.
Yes, I do the hypnosis and she does I think she does some hypnosis, but she said that she does a lot of meditative,
Yeah, mostly hers is
intuitive.
meditation, intuitive,
Yeah.
yeah. Clairvoyant stuff.
Yes,
Energy work, I call it.
yes, that is correct.
Wonderful. That's all
Yes.
I had to contribute, my friend.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
It was really
Anything that you
helpful.
not doing or anything like that?
No, I really don't have any. I mean, I'm kind of fly by the seat of my pants kind of person, so I'm just make it work. If something happens, so the hardest thing is if you can't show up. That is like, because I hate not letting people know I can't be there, right? And then having all these different areas of places, and then come to oh wait, I invited like 8 people myself too, and didn't tell them to sign up. So how to? So I would just say try to get yourself organized on where do you get the people, and then set yourself a reminder like 4 days before the meeting to check all of those areas, if not the week before, because I find myself the day before the meeting or hours texting or emailing Catherine, I need the invite list or the list of people or whatever. And so because there's probably a place to go find it and Kimberly's going to show you, but I've been doing this so long, I ask Catherine every time.
Well, I'll tell you what I've asked her to do, and it's the best we can do. It's not perfect, but it's better than anything. Every Monday, she's going to email all the Connects leaders their registration names.
Oh, great.
Fantastic. That is awesome. Yes.
So
But I would just say build something in your process from an organization standpoint. I'm a process person. That's why I have to do it. If it's not on my calendar, it ain't happening. So I would just remind yourselves a few days before, did you check all your areas, where you have invites, and to communicate with them. When we first started this, my assistant would do a lot of this for me. She'd send the email beforehand, reminding them about it. She'd get the list from Catherine, then she'd send an email afterwards. Then I had her stop doing it and I did it myself just because it was easier at the time. So I would just build a process. That would be the one thing I would say that would make it very easy. So you have it on your calendar, it reminds you, go check the list, email the participants, that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And then send a follow-up. And then what I would say is I create one draft and I use that for everything. So it's already a template, and it's a no-brainer. I just fill in emails and hit send.
Okay,
So you're not recreating the wheel every month.
okay.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole.
You're very
anything else?
welcome. Nope.
All right. Well, Nicole, I know how incredibly busy you are, so I appreciate you popping in. And I
Yes.
have let Catherine know to change the names to AM and PM Valentine. So
Fabulous. Y'all take care. Thank you.
thank you so
Thank
much.
See you Valentine, ladies, because I'm going to
Thank
try
you.
to come.
Okay,
See you later.
bye.
Bye.
All righty. So the first thing I have on my list to talk with y'all about is you need to sign up for Meetup under the under NABO's Charlotte, because I can't make you a host until you sign up. And then when you sign up, if you'll just shoot me a email or a text or something letting me know that you've been able to do that. It's the National Association of Women Business Owners Charlotte. And then I will make you a host of your meeting. Each of your meetings have already been put in through the end of the year. And we're going to talk about that. But the most important thing was that y'all sign up for it, and it's free, but it just to sign up. So I'm going to start with sharing my screen and going over some of the information that Amy and Nicole have referred to. So just double checking. Can you see my screen
Yes,
on my
ma'am.
drive? Okay, great. All right, so I'm just going to go in the order. The reason why we created this is that there was nothing when I walked in. So every Connect leader we never met, so the idea that and I say we, and that we got together and said, what can we do to make this the best it can be? What are the things that we want to do? So we want it somewhat consistent, and I use that word very loosely, but somewhat consistent in that you wouldn't want to walk into one Connects and have one thing and walk into another one and it's completely different, but you're talking about the same organization. So with somewhat, everybody's going to put their own personality. Nicole, you heard Nicole, but yet to have the same thing. So the agenda, and you have access to all this. I sent you in the email yesterday the link to this box and also the link to the event page. So in that email I sent yesterday, you should have this. But this is what we recommend. And I also run the virtual Connects, which is to me the hardest one because, virtual is so much harder than regular. So we've also found that this is really helpful. And especially if people don't know each other, it makes them feel comfortable. So I say, okay, I open it up to say, hey, I tell you what, y'all give me your name and then we'll do an icebreaker. And I do different things every time. And it just makes people laugh, and and I have a list of icebreakers here, so you don't even need to think about it. You can pick one. Mine are always food related for some weird reason. And then I say, okay, well now, tell us about you and your business. Let us hear about that. And so we go around the room, and y'all can pull all this down. So you have free access to all this information. And then here's what my thinking with this third one. We don't want to go on and on and on about NAWBO. We want to talk about NAWBO, and we want to be knowledgeable about NAWBO within ourselves, but we don't want to make this a sales session because that's not really what it is. But I wanted y'all to have the information so you felt comfortable about NAWBO. So this is what some of this is, and then I've got more later, but this is kind of. So what I tend to do is I say, okay, well, let me talk to y'all a little bit about NAWBO. This is after everybody's gone through their stuff. We were founded in 1975. We are an organization that is a national organization. A lot of people don't know that. And the Charlotte chapter is really, really thriving and has done it all through the pandemic. And the reason why is because we're organized and we're supportive of each other. So let me tell you a little bit about what NAWBO can do for you. And number one, it gives you access to not only local, but national education, phone calls. We have local virtual here. We have local meetings. We have multiples, which you can go on the events page and see all those. There's over 5 in Charlotte, all over day, night, middle of the day, all this kind of stuff. And then we have our signature meeting is always the second Tuesday of the month. Sometimes it's lunch, sometimes it's dinner, because that really helps people's different schedules, because some women can do lunch and some women can't, so that's fine. And then we have networking opportunities, and the national site has national networking opportunities. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff. So that's kind of a little bit about NAWBO. Do you have any questions? Okay, no. And so now let's talk about something else. And this is going to be multifaceted. So whatever speaks to you with this, let's use that. So are you looking for something, or do you have a problem with anything? Like, you might be looking for an assistant, or you might have a problem with trying to find a certain vendor that you're looking for. Because this is about helping each other. Also, maybe if that doesn't speak to you, I'd love to hear words that describe your business so that we who are here to support you can know what to look for when we're talking to somebody. So we could say, oh, you know what? Mary said, I met a woman named Mary. She owns a XYZ business. And she said last week that all this stuff, that's what she does. So I want to be able to better, an elevator speech is okay. It's 60 seconds, but that doesn't sometimes tell you about the business or tell you about that. So I don't go this long into it, but and then that way, a lot of times if people don't have a problem or they aren't looking for something, then describing their business in that way is really engaging for them, and helps them have something to say, which is super important. Let's see. And then a lot of times it'll break into conversations and it's, especially when you're somewhere where if there's a meal served, that'll happen. I mean, just stuff like that. But we have found that this is almost bulletproof. It even in virtual, this works, and that says a whole lot. So, do we have any questions about this?
No. In fact, what I'm going to do is have a little booklet and just have it right there, so I'm always ready.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Whatever speaks to you with what you're doing. All right, and then let's see. Oh, okay. So just again, so you have the information, not necessarily that we would, this is not a sales pitch, so we wouldn't share it, but I want you to have this. So this is, well, let me check that. It's at 100 and, it's not on there. All right, I'll go back and fix that, whatever it is. All right, and then the program's long is what Nabo came up with. So my short piece, which I'll add, I don't know why it's not coming up, is just the wording. And it's a little bit more descriptive, like what the heck is Leadership Academy? And mine says Leadership Academy, blah, blah, blah. So it's just like it's a much easier bullet point. But this is something that, well, you should want to know for your membership, but also all the different things that Nabo provides. So, one of the things that we're making them aware of is that they are not, it is not only local. And a lot of people, when they first come to the meeting, they have no idea. The other thing I try to weave in when I am talking about the Nabo part is this, and I'll explain why in a minute. We have Mastermind Group in Charlotte. The national site doesn't, and many chapters don't, but we're really fortunate. We have several different ones. But I need to let you know, just because it's a little confusing because you sign up with national, but you're part of Charlotte, is that the basic membership, the pre-membership is the one that will get you into a mastermind group. And a lot of people join Nabo for the mastermind group. So I just want to let you know that I don't want you to sign up in basic and then not be able to do that. But the other thing that's way cool when you sign up as a premier member is that you can speak at a signature meeting about your business. Now in Nabo, we do not talk about our business. We are not a networking group per se. But when you sign up as a premier member, you get to do that one time to be able to let the group know about your business. And I will tell you that it's amazing how many people, when that is done right, remember it. I did mine 3 years ago, and I met a lady last week. This is true. Who said, "Oh yeah, I remember you. I was there when you did your speech, and I still remember what you said. It was amazing." So, if you do yours right, then you've got it. And please make sure that I have your picture so we can put it up on the website, and I sent you a link to be able to do that. Oh, here's your icebreaker questions. It's just, I mean, there's a ton of them. Like, I just didn't want y'all to have to think about it, so I tried to put everything up here I could. So this is the flyer that Catherine created last week. I'm trying to get it so y'all can. Okay, so and then we're going to add your two, and I've already let Catherine know we've changed it to Valentine AM PM, but we can add this, and that's darned impressive. I'm telling you what.
So you're the AM, Caroline?
Yeah, I'm doing the 9:30.
So you're at Sunflower.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm literally across the street in Brixton
Right.
Hill.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
know.
fun.
Because I know. Remember I saw your office that day that I was in there with the.
That's right. That's so funny. Because when Kimberly said, yeah, there was another young lady, I'm like, okay.
So touching base with your guest is super important. Catherine will send out the NABO registration for the Connects each Monday for that week. So it is in the wording that we've encouraged everyone to sign up, but that doesn't, as Nicole said, that does not mean they sign up in any way, shape, or form. So let me put. Oh, Andrea's coming in. Isn't that nice? Hey there. Good to see you. We are in the Dropbox and we're going over all the different things that we need to know about in the Dropbox, Adriana. So Catherine is going to send out the NABO registration for Connects each Monday for that week. This is something new that we've started because as Nicole pointed out, you have to remember to call her, and then she might not be working at that time because she works part-time, and so it just made it so much easier to do it this way. What we suggest you do is the day before you meet, you send out a welcome reminder email to all the people who have signed up. Now that entails two different things, and I'm going to move this real quick so I can not be staring at the thing. So let me redo this. There, that's much better. So I would recommend that you email the people who are signed up via the NABO registration, and then you communicate with the people who are in the Connects registration. So it's two emails. And Catherine sends you it with the name and all that, the name and whether they're a member or not, what their email address is. What I tend to do is I just print that out and bring it to the meeting with me. That way they don't have to write all their stuff. Just a few people who show up without registering have to write out, and it makes it easier for everybody, but you don't have to do that, but that's just what I do. And then we're going to go over Meetup a little bit, but if you're planning to cancel your meeting, you also need to remember that Catherine needs to know. And many times we all can help each other out if we don't have somebody who is available. So we do the best not to cancel our meetings. But for instance, if you're not going to have one in July, for whatever reason, you're gone that week or whatever for vacation, then you just need to make sure, just in your head, yes, I want to cancel in my meetup, but I also need to let Catherine know. And Adriana, we went over the suggested agenda, which I know I went over with you, and I added the programs that NABO provides nationally, and I did add some things to the suggested agenda that's just a little bit more information, so you may want to come back and look at that a little bit. Let's see. and we have a new fall flyer that's out, and Catherine is updating it because we have 2 more connects in Valentine's, the AM Valentine and the PM Valentine, so we have that. And I'm going to save the meetup stuff for last. And then this is just, I just collect information. So this is really good for y'all to look at and kind of know. This comes from NAVO National. No, why this is not coming up. Here it is. Okay. So it's just the experience that you should be able to know if when you become a new member, because it kind of like there's many different things that you can do and pursue with NAVO. It could be advocacy, it could be membership, it could be communication. We go to Washington once a year and talk to the senators and the government about women, business, et cetera, et cetera. If that's your thing, then great, pursue that. So there's lots of different things that happen with NAVO and ways that you can engage yourself. And it's like any other thing, what you put into it is what you get out of it. So
Can I ask you a quick question? Do you hand this out to those that are coming in? Or you just have that there or anything?
it's education for y'all, but you're more than welcome to use it. That's why I pulled it down.
Okay.
This one is why joining, and it gives you some information that might be helpful to you about joining NAVO and just things that you could have. I just try to give you all the information I can so you can do the best job. We do have DEIB, and I know the Charlotte chapter now has a DEIB chair so that we make sure that we're always trying to be inclusive and accessible. And then this one is just, to me, it's a cool read, but I know it's weird. You have to really pop it up a little bit. But it just goes over like all the wild stuff that you just think, oh my God, what are you saying, that you couldn't get a credit card as a woman in the early 70s? No, you couldn't. So and one way a lot of times I'll say it is, well, NAVO started when a bunch of pissed off women couldn't get a credit card and decided they were going to do something about it. In fact, one woman owned her own business, but her husband had passed away and she needed a credit card. So what did she have to do in the early 70s? And this is not a lie. She had to go to the high school, get her son out of school, take him to the bank, and have him sign up for a credit card for her because she couldn't get it in her own name. So that's how NAVO started, which is a true story. So anyway, this is really fun to read, and it just gives some stuff about what NAVO has done and how NAVO has grown through history, etc. So, all right. And the last thing I wanted to go over with y'all was about Meetup. So what I did here, Adriana, had you ever used Meetup before you came to NAVO? Okay, so you were experienced. So what I tried to do here was give you the step-by-steps for how to handle Meetup, and also pictures so that you know what to do. Because what we talk about right now, I know in my brain, if I was doing it in 2 weeks, I wouldn't remember what I said. So that's what this is for. But I'm also going to show you, because it's not that hard, but if you don't know it and you don't know what buttons to press, it is frustrating, and I don't want you frustrated. So let me change my screen. In fact, I'm going to cut. Okay. So when you enter Meetup and you are just coming for the first time, it'll have, it's slow because of we're all on here and my bandwidth is pretty bad. Okay, so we'll come to this page right here. This is our main informational page. This will let you know what the next event is that NABO is hosting, which is South Park next Thursday. And I'm just going to click on this area, and it will take me to the national, our local site, sorry. And then it will, so if I want to know what we're about, I can read this and know this. What we've tried to do with our connects is identify them by the day that they meet, not necessarily the date. So the first Monday of every month, the second Thursday of every month, the third Tuesday or second or third Tuesday is Adriana. So, you know, that kind of thing. So people can just put it on their calendar as a regular thing. So let's say we're looking at Connects of South Park. So we tried to make sure that the names were almost all the same, so it wouldn't be different. So they're listed as the location first and then the Connects. And we see that it's at Roosters at South Park. The Uptown is not online. We did that one. Oh, I need to go back and correct that one. I told Amy she did this one. There's Sunflower Bakery in your Valentine AM. And then if you want to see everything that's going on, then all you do is just go here to the See All. And scroll down, and here is all of the upcoming meetings that you have. So let's say, for instance, that you wanted to change something in the Valentine Connects meeting. Excuse me. Oh, we already have an attendee. Isn't that nice? Okay. So what you do is you hit Manage. And this comes up. The other thing that you could do is go here to your Valentine's page. And the information here is somewhat the same, although I'm going to scooch over a little again. It says here, meeting are normally held on the first Monday of each month. That's on everybody's line, is when it's held. But this button right here is really the important button that you need to know about. And also this is consistent, so I'll have to go back and change that because I originally put the old name. But
and not only that, Kimberly, I'm just going to interrupt you because it says Valentine PM and mine's going to switch each time. The 15720 Brixham Hill Ave. Remember, we discussed that. So do you want to keep that address there, or?
No, if it's different every time, then you would be responsible for having a calendar several months out.
Yeah.
And you could change this.
Okay.
In fact, I'm going to show you how to change just real quick. So I'll just go ahead and change this. So Kathy, do you want to leave it at that address just for this first meeting? And
Yes,
then
please.
Yes. Okay. So we go to Organizers Tools, and you go Edit Event. It may take a little bit. And it may not have enough bandwidth. And when you go, then you have this screen right here on which you can edit. And you can also, this is important to know, scroll down at the bottom under the edit screen, and it will give you, like, if you want to change the date or the time, or if you wanted to change this specific time, then you have that available to you. All right, and then the communicating with your people. So again, Organizers Tools, contact attendees, and a screen comes up that, there you go. And you have a choice. I just leave it like this, members who've RSVP, because I am communicating with the people who have already said they're coming to the meeting to say, hey, I'm looking forward to seeing you. You know, if you haven't already, please sign up on the NAVO site. I put it in a Word document, and every month I just cut and paste it, put it in there. I don't even have to think about what I say anymore. So you do what you want, but that just is super helpful to me. And then you type in your subject and your message, and then you just send it, and it will communicate via email with all of the meetup people. And then you could just send a regular email to the people who are on the NAVO registration site. I know that's a lot. Any information on that? Or any questions? Sorry.
Okay, so we're sending an email via Meetup, and then we're gonna send an email on our regular emails to the people from Navo. Let's sign up
Right.
for Navo.
Right. Because we don't know if the meetup people have actually signed up with NAVO. So we just want to make sure, and you'll have better attendance if you remind people.
Yep. So like Nicole had said, do you do it 4 days before and then the day before? No? Okay.
And one of the reasons is, let me explain. Mine is on Tuesday morning. So Friday seemed like a long time. So I just do it. I do it the very first thing on Monday morning. I send the emails out. And then one of the other things, I'm going to go over that in a minute. I don't know if there's anything else. So this sheet will tell you everything that you need to know. So later on, when you're doing this, if you can't figure it out, you'll at least have that. And I think we went over all of the agenda and all that kind of stuff. Okay. And the other thing I would suggest, and Amy did this, and I thought, why have I never thought about that? Amy sent a group email, and you could BCC everybody if you didn't want to, but I always have that was another thing. I always have everybody give their name and address and all that kind of stuff. Now, here's an important point, even after the years and years and years we've all done Zoom, that most people don't know, and they think you're great if you help them with this. So guys, before we finish this, I want everybody to have everybody's communication. So if you will go to the chat function in the bottom of Zoom, and you'll see the little smiley face, and beside the smiley face is 3 dots. If you press those 3 dots and hit save chat, then you will be able to save your chat to your computer, and you'll have all this information. You don't have to cut and paste. So it just comes up in a notes document, and it's under your documents, and then there's Zoom, and then it's the date. So it makes it super easy. So I always tell everybody that kind of at the end of the meeting.
Okay.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else. But Amy sent emails out to everybody right after the meeting saying, hey, thank you so much. It was great seeing everybody. I didn't think about putting it together, which seems so logical since we all have each other's information, to be able to say thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Adriana, after this, when we get off this call, I'm going to make the changes, but the bottom portion of the page has changed because we've added 2 Connects meetings. And so if you will update those, and I put it at the bottom right before it says virtual. So nothing changed other than the 2 right before virtual. And Kathy, what I'm going to do is make the PM Connects just say PM without any information on where it is on everybody else's page.
Perfect. Thank you.
So I know that's a lot. Is there any questions or anything? We are good on our time for a couple minutes.
I do have one. Are we still doing the spreadsheet with the attendance?
Yes. And that information was sent to you in the email yesterday. Thank you for saying that. I will show you that real quick. Let's see. And I will add the two. That's the other thing I've got to do. Okay, so, ooh, my poor computer. There we go. Okay, so this is the sign-up sheet. The attendance sheet that we have to do. I'll add y'all's to today. This is actually information that we get because we have to tell and present the corporate, plus we want to keep our numbers. So this, you'll just say how many people you have, and if you'll add that every time, then it's great. And it just helps us with that. That sheet looks like. And as you see, we use it for all our attendance. And you have an email I sent you yesterday.
Okay.
Alrighty. Anything else?
To that one, I will add my Hispanic one because I don't see it there.
Okay. I'll just add it when I add the other ones after we get through this.
Okay. I do have a question for you, Kim, but I don't know if this is have to do with Connects or something else. But I got reached out by somebody called Amber Hallowell Carroll from CBRE. She wants to connect with somebody in NAVO because they are assisting Honeywell with an event in September, and they would like to connect with vendors through NAVO. So who do I need to send this information to?
Catherine Bacon. And you have her information. She is the person that is our administrative person.
Okay.
And I think you have emails with her.
Yeah, I have.
All right, super. Thank you so much for asking that. Is there any other questions or anything anybody else has to not sure about? And please, if you're doing this and you're not sure, just shoot me a call and we'll figure it out. No big deal.
Got it.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. You're an excellent teacher.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Adriana does the Hispanic Supportive Connects. We recommend that if you go, you do speak Spanish. And I have someone who, Adriana, she says kind of fluent, and she really wanted to go, but she was very nervous about going. And I said, girl, go. No one's going to say it. She said, I can, and I was like, girl, go. And she was like, really? I can go? I said, yes, you can go. Like, it's not like that, So she said, I really want to go because I really need to practice my Spanish. I said, well, then go. Because she's a business owner and part of NAVO, and she's got a great business. So.
Yes, bring it over. We are welcoming.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All righty. Well, ladies, thank you so much. I appreciate you spending your time, and I will send an email out with this to the group so that you have the recording, and anybody who wasn't able to be here has the recording also. And Caroline and Kathy, please don't forget to sign up for Meetup.
I did. I'm in.
You're in? Okay, great. I'll go ahead.
I gotta do it.
I've been trying to change my picture. It's like
Shoot me a text or something or an email when you do it, and I'll just connect you up. Thanks, guys. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too. Thanks for everything. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Bye.